I am delighted to announce that we are coming to the last part of our event today, to the closing ceremony and the awarding of the Doha Best Negotiator of the Year award. And so it is my pleasure to already call onto the stage Her Excellency Maha Al-Kawari, General Manager of the Doha Forum, who will be delivering closing remarks, as well as my director, Mr. Rabia El-Haddad, who is also kindly invited to take a place. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, thank you for an inspiring afternoon and for the depth of insights and honesty you brought to today's conversation. Doha World Negotiation Day has once again shown why negotiation remains one of our strongest tools in the world. That is increasingly complex and fragmented. As we heard today from the preventive diplomacy to peace-building negotiations is more than a method. It is a mindset. It asks us to listen and carefully understand motivations, confront different threats, and recognize the humanity on other sides of the table. This afternoon, we also had the privilege to listen from the speakers. I want to speak a little bit about Doha Forum. Our mission is to create space for difficult conversation, and here where I see it's similar to the negotiation, the World Doha Negotiation Forum. If there is one lesson that we can take from that forum and from today, it is the negotiation is not about compromise alone. It is about building understanding, finding shared purpose, and shaping solutions for an ethical and inclusive and sustainable. In a time where geopolitical fault lines are hardening and trust is enduring, Doha World Negotiation Day reminds us to have dialogue. And still, essentially, negotiation remains one of the humanitarian's most reliable tools for preventing conflict. I would like to thank you all for joining and welcome Rabia to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for your kind remarks. And as we are now coming to the end of Doha World Negotiation Day, we are delighted to bestow the Doha Best Negotiator of the Year 2025 award, a prestigious distinction given to an exceptional negotiator who has displayed exemplary skills and achievements on the international stage in the last year. Selected by a renowned international jury composed of 13 eminent negotiators and leaders, the award honors an individual who has demonstrated outstanding leadership, creativity, and resilience in navigating complex negotiations and finding peaceful solutions to challenging global issues. Nominees should have demonstrated their negotiation skills as being instrumental in reaching an agreement between multiple stakeholders and have to be fully aligned with the principles of the United Nations. So now I'm delighted to announce that the winner of this year's Doha Best Negotiator of the Year award is Her Excellency Malabona Precious Matsoso, Director General of the National Department of Health of South Africa. Her Excellency Her Excellency Malabona Precious Matsoso is the Director General of the National Department of Health of South Africa. She holds a degree in pharmacy from the University of Western Cape, a postgraduate diploma in health management from the University of Cape Town, and a master's degree in law and ethics from the University of Dundee. As a pharmacist, she has worked in both the public and private sector at management level. She was nominated for leading the negotiations that led to the adoption of the pandemic treaty on 20th May 2025. Her Excellency was appointed co-chair of the Intergovernmental Negotiation Body, INB, which was established after governments decided in December 2021 to develop an international pandemic agreement. Under her stewardship, the INB advanced and finalized the text of the pandemic agreement, fostering consensus among member states and ensuring that the principles of equity, solidarity, and shared responsibility remained central to the process. The proposals developed under her leadership include the establishment of a pathogen access and benefit sharing system, the adoption of concrete measures on pandemic prevention through a One Health approach, the development of geographically diverse research and development capacities, and the facilitation of technology transfer and knowledge sharing to enable the production of vaccines, diagnostics, and other pandemic-related health products across regions. The agreement further calls for mobilizing a skilled and multidisciplinary global health emergency workforce, creating a coordinated financial mechanism, strengthening national preparedness and health system resilience, and establish a global supply chain and logistics network to ensure a timely and equitable access to essential supplies during crises. Her Excellency's leadership was widely commended for advancing a treaty that not only codifies global solidarity, but also seeks to ensure timely access to vaccines, medicines, and health technologies for all countries. It is now my honor to invite Her Excellency Ms. Malabona Precious Matsoso, as well as Her Excellency Maha Al-Kawari and Mr. Rabia Al-Haddad to the front of the stage for the bestowing of the award. Yes. And I'm now delighted to give the floor to Her Excellency for acceptance speech. Excellency, the floor is yours. Thank you so very much.
Good afternoon, Excellencies, members of the jury, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply humbled and truly honored to be recognized amongst such an impressive group of nominees. On such a special day, the World Negotiation Day, I didn't even know about this day. It is indeed a special day. My heartfelt gratitude goes to the esteemed members of the jury, to UNITA, to the Doha Forum, and the Qatar debate for this prestigious award. I dedicate this award to the Bureau members, co-chairs and vice-chairs, who represented the rich diversity of the 6 WHO regions, and to every INB member, the intergovernmental negotiating body, the members who come from 194 member states, who worked tirelessly during the negotiations, the core facilitators who brought in valuable technical expertise, the WHO Secretariat who provided unwavering support, together with various experts and stakeholders who joined the sessions periodically. We all bent the midnight oil to make this a success. Geopolitics did not derail us, because the first day when we met, this is when Ukraine war started, but it did not deter us. Instead, we rebuilt trust, acted as bridge builders, and navigated complex constellations to keep the process moving forward. The adoption of the pandemic agreement has ushered a new wave of optimism, a beacon of hope for a healthier and a safer world. Yet, we must stay vigilant, especially during this uncertain environment, because we believe in this mission. We believe in making the world a safer and fairer place. Even when differences seemed insurmountable, we were committed to seizing a unique window of opportunity to fix what was broken and to bridge the divide. We have witnessed during these negotiations the power of dialogue. We also, even under the most challenging circumstances that threaten our collective being, we also can affirm that dialogue can and will pave the way. We have shown that when we come together, we can turn adversity into catalysts for lasting change. As we move forward, I urge each one of you, whether you are a policymaker, a scientist, a student, civil society leader, or a concerned citizen, to keep your fingers on the pulse of global health. Support the conclusion of the pathogen access and benefit sharing instrument that is currently under negotiations. When I first stepped into the negotiation room, I was struck by the diversity of voices, each representing a different region, a different culture, a different lived experience, and different perspectives. Yet, despite our differences, there was a common thread of a shared belief that health is a human right, not a privilege. That belief kept us at the table night after night. As we drafted language that would one day become the foundation of a more resilient global health architecture, we all agreed we had to hold hands. It is that belief that will guide us as we turn the pages from agreement to action. Let us continue to be the bridge builders, the trust rebuilders, and the hope keepers that this world so desperately needs. Thank you again to the jury, to UNITA and the Doha Forum, the Qatar debate, and to every colleague who has walked this path with us. Together, let us keep the flame of hope burning bright and ensure that the pandemic agreement and the PAPS instruments are not just documents, but a living promise for future generations. I thank you.
Congratulations once more, Excellency, for being the recipients of this year's Doha Best Negotiator of the World Award, and thank you very much for your outstanding work in making the pandemic agreement possible. To conclude Doha World Negotiation Day, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all the speakers for their great insights, the Doha Forum for its generous sponsorship of today's event, as well as Qatar Debate for our excellent collaboration. Special thanks to everyone from the Doha Forum who has been working in this room today with our rapid changes. Doha World Negotiation Day is not only a testimony to Qatar's leadership on mediation and preventative diplomacy, but also a clear sign that diplomacy and mediation remain the key tool to resolve global issues and problems. I would now like to take the opportunity to also thank my UNITA colleagues for all their work to make this event possible, and finally to thank all of you who are joining us here today in person and online. I'm sure that the fruitful exchanges of ideas we had during this event will pave the way to hopefully a better future, or at least slightly away from the gates from hell, by contributing to the maintenance of international peace and security through dialogue and diplomacy. Thank you all very much once again, and wishing you a fantastic rest of the day. Thank you very much.